if they're single and they don't really have no one there to confide in or to speak to, or to hold or to touch, because physical touch is beneficial, man. It's a real thing. You got to have people there with you, to be with you, to caress you, to hold you, to give you a hug when you need it, when you're going through this type of situation. Yourself, if you single, it's not going to be to your profit, because you don't have no one to confide in. You don't have no one to vent to, even though you can vent to the Most High. The Most High always hearing, but the Most High, even though in Scripture He says two, right? So it's always good to have a partner, right? Especially when you're going through a situation like that, when you kind of heavy in the mind, you're a little depressed or whatever, and you need someone to hold you, you need someone to talk to you, you need someone to listen to you, so you can get things off your chest, so you can feel better. You know what I'm saying? And that actually helps your mind out, because you're freeing your mind of all of the sorrowful things that's making you feel that way, right? So, it's always good to be with someone, man. You got to have a husband, you got to have a wife. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, the scripture says two is better than one, and three is not easily broken. So, it's good to have people, right? When you feeling that way and you're in the wee hours of the morning, 2, 3 in the morning, it's going to get worse, because that's going to be dwelling on your mind if you don't know how to handle it. Now, just like I was saying, you can always, listen to some music, listen to some good music. I ain't talking about this stuff that's being made nowadays. This right here is crazy, right? About good music, man. You got to listen to that. Music is the gateway. Hearing it, the ears is the gateway to the soul. If you want to watch a comedy, right? Watch something even from your childhood. You know what I'm saying? You can watch like a good comedy film from the childhood that's made in the 80s, that's made in the 70s. It don't have to be up to date, or recent. Me personally, I think the movies that's made back in those days is way funnier anyway, and way realer. You know what I'm saying? So that right there can lift your spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. And I wouldn't try to indulge in food, because that's the worst. Next thing you know, you're just going to be gaining weight, and you might develop, high blood pressure or high cholesterol, depending on what you're eating. Most people like to indulge in like candies and cakes and sweet things and ice cream and sodas and, high cholesterol foods, bad cholesterol foods. So I wouldn't, encourage that. But of course, according to scripture, fasting is always the best thing. Just like Hamashiach said, certain demons you have to fast to get rid of, right? So, the world call it immediate fasting, whatever, but, the scriptures just call it fasting. It just depends on how many days you choose to do it for. So that's also good, right? And, these are the things that you can do to get your mind off of heaviness, man, off of sorrow. But most importantly, you need someone, right? You can't go through this world thinking that, you could just, like the philosophy goes with these single women. Oh, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no one. I don't need a man to be up under me like that, right? But it ain't all about this all the time. It ain't all about money, right? See, this was wrong with some of these women today. They think a good man has money. Like all men that have money is supposed to be good in their eyes. And that's a fallacy to believe that way, because you have men out here that have money that's psychopaths. They sociopaths, right? They're users, they're abusers, they're beaters, they're child molesters, they're jailbirds. All right, so you can't believe that, right? So the best way to go for a woman is to get a righteous man, get a just man, get a man with wisdom and knowledge and understanding on how this world is through biblical scripture, man, right? And the same thing for a man. The best woman that you can get is a righteous woman. Preferably, I would say women in the Israelite community or even the Muslim community. These are the best kind of women to get, man, right? Because these women out here nowadays that's claiming to be so-called Christians, I mean, forget about it, man. These women is like witches and Wiccans, and they practice all sorts of evil, wicked things, and casting spells and bad omens. And I mean, and if they feel envious and jealous of you, they're liable to put something in your food, right? So And you can count on it because they're not righteous. They're not following the Bible. So they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So they believe in righteousness. So whatever they think in their mind goes. It's law to them. So if they're going to do certain things to you, they're going to do it, man. Right? Because they don't have a righteous mindset. So if you want a good person, a good partner, man, that you know that you can stay with, that you want to prolong your years with, man, it's good to go the righteous route, man. I mean, that's just point blank period, man.